Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So today is going to be a little different. This is going to be based on your human design type. If you don't know your human design type, what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description. It should have a link to Jovian archives. I've put this one on because you don't have to add in an email address or anything like that. You just put in kind of like a birth chart. You put your date of birth, the time, and location, and it'll bring up a chart. So that's how we can find out your type, and it will say you're either like a manifesting generator, projector, manifestor, or reflector. There's 5 types. I've put generator and manifesting generator into this reading because they work similar, not exactly the same, but they do follow the same kind of response. What I'll do is I'll remove this image from the screen. We'll go straight into the shuffling process, so you can stick around for that. Otherwise, you can just jump straight to your human design type. Hello everyone, welcome to the shuffling process. So very interesting to be called to do a reading like this. I'm not a human design specialist. There are specialists out there who can read your charts, who can give you all the information. You can find a lot of the information online. However, they, I'm sure, will go through it more meticulously, more specific for you if you choose to do that. However, I have never done it. I've found a lot of information online. I've been able to get everything I need online, also with YouTube videos. So this is a message from Spirit based on your human design. Now, I know there's a lot of people who are going to fit into the generator, manifesting generator, including myself, but that doesn't mean the message is any more or less. Okay. So 4 piles. 1, 2, see this one, and I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to have to move these down a bit. I'm used to having a card for the Pickacard, so I know which one's which. Okay. Yeah, I think this is an exciting one. I've wanted to do this for about a month, but I keep getting pulled off it and a different reading to be done every single time. But apparently now that it's the 30th of the 3rd, 2023. It's also 3:40 right now as I do this, PM. So I've still got a bit of sunlight before we get too close to winter in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so a message from Spirit. Okay, that one for sure. Okay, I'll take this one. Yeah, I think this will be an interesting one. This will be, it's a kind of like a general message from Spirit, so it's very open. It's not specific to any one thing. So we'll see how the readings go today. But I believe about 70-something% of the population fall into a generator or manifesting generator, including myself. So we are the most common, let's say. And by our human design, it's because we get stuff done. If you're a generator focusing on kind of one thing at a time, you know, not always, but that's kind of the idea of it. And manifesting generators focusing on many things at once, which does live true. With human design, though, it's not about telling you who you are. It's about giving you tools to help with, you know, the things, the drive, the whatever you want to do. It's not telling you you're going to be good at this or you'll be better at this. You can use that like that, but it's meant to assist you with whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be, however you want to live. It's just giving you some tools to maybe assist with that. And that's what I like about it. It doesn't tell you who you are, you tell yourself who you are. This gives you a couple of tools. Like these readings, right? These readings don't tell you who you are. These readings are here to assist with who you want to be and how you want to live. Alright. That was a bit deep than I needed it to be, I guess. Let's see, what message does Spirit have for each type? Okay, someone's getting shuffled a lot. Okay. So what message do you have for each pile? Alright, here we go. Our Manifestors, and lastly our Reflectors. Really interesting because there's so many predetermined like thoughts and feelings about each pile or each system, let's say. And it's really not about that. It's not like, you know, sometimes I'll go somewhere where a lot of people are talking about astrology and they'll be like, oh, I don't like this one or that one or anything like that. It's not really about that. I mean, it's not supposed to be about that with astrology either. It's just meant to, I'm assuming, assist. Like I say, I'm not an expert when it comes to human design. I'm not an expert when it comes to astrology. I just read what messages I'm given. But I do feel like we need to get away from this is telling me how to live my life to I'm going to use these tools to live my life the way I want to live my life. You know, not hurting anybody. It's meant to be helpful assistance, let's say. Okay. And with these cards, you can already see what they are about. And I just read this one. I am the moon and the moon is me. I like that. But yeah, of course, this reading doesn't have anything to do necessarily with human design. This is just how to pick your pile. It also is obviously a little bit of an introduction to it. But like I say, I'm not a spokesperson or anything or an expert that does readings for human design. By your design, when I say reading, I mean reading your chart, your human design chart. I have read my own chart. It has actually helped me in certain ways and it helped me understand, you know, because it comes up with conscious and unconscious gates and channels and that kind of thing. It's not about being the rarest or the most unique, because our charts are all unique to us anyway. It's about understanding how human design can kind of assist. That's how I work with it. Okay, message from Spirit. This one here for our Reflectors. So it's kind of, I believe it's going in order of, you know, rarity, let's say, when it comes to types. got the generators, manifesting generators, our projectors, manifestors, and lastly the reflectors. Okay. All right. These cards are so chunky. I do like this deck. I think I've said it before, but this is like a mid between a Oracle deck and also a, what do you call it? Tarot deck. Because the imagery tells a story. Like, I guess so do the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, but it's so much different when it comes from animals. Just in my mind. We see animals so differently sometimes, whether we respect them or not. They can be at the perils of whatever we put in front of them, or what environment we're changing to build more houses. How many animals have turned to the night to be able to keep away from people, stay out of trouble? Okay, so I don't believe I need to grab the original card now because there is no original card. So I'm just going to get these all nice and even. Alright, so like I said below, if you're still unsure about your human design, you can search human design free chart. There are some really good ones, so I am going to put one. I'm going to put two up. One is the Jovian one, which gives you the general basic kind of floor plan, let's say, of human design, and I'll also put up another one which gives you a bit more information and talks to your chart a little bit more. Has about 30 pages. It's actually pretty good, but you do have to add an email, so if you're not interested in that, you can just do the first one, get the reading, and if you feel called to look into human design more, feel free to do that. Like I say, I'm not really a spokesperson. I just want to give you the information so you can look into it if you choose to. But other than that, I'll see you in your reading. Down below in the description is the timestamps. So take care and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1. So you are the manifesting generators and generator types. So hopefully you've picked your, well, not really picked, but gone to the Jovian side, or you already know your human design type. So I'm going to split this up. Alright, so we're going to start with your Oracle cards first. So the first one, as you can see here, is the Wolf with the message, trust yourself. The message here as well says, share your story with the world. Okay. Time to break out, come out. It's going to move the selenite up. You also have Dickweed Death. New beginnings are needed. Ooh. Going from trust yourself to a new beginning is needed. Something's not working. Something is finished. Maybe something's holding you back. We'll have a look at the rest of the cards before I get too deep into it, because there's only 2 cards so far. You also have Nike, the goddess, with strength, speed, and vitality. Yeah, really telling you to step into your strength, your power. Stand strong. You've got Sea Goddess of Abundance with Celebrate Abundance. Really nice. Really pretty card too. Okay. You also have the Wizard of the Woods with Focus Mm-hmm. Look at these cards. Trust yourself. Strength. Focus. You're really being called to start thinking about where you want to go, who you want to be, where you're going. Oh wow, okay. I am presence. Light body activation. Accessing the divine within. Yeah, really a big call to start standing into your power. So all you generators, it's really interesting. You are there to respond to a stimulus, right? That's the idea of human design. Doesn't mean you respond to everything or have to take on everything. You hear it, and if it's what you want to do, then you do it. You can respond. It's not always about responding to everything. But what do you want to do? What's going to empower you? What is it that you want to create or start? Because other things may not have worked out in the past. That's okay. It doesn't stop you. The history or the past isn't your story for now, and isn't your story for your entire soul's journey as well. Tap into that. Intention. The focus is like, really understand who you are. There's a lot of yellow coming through too, even here. Just remind me of the solar plexus. Okay. Very nice. So you've got the world card. This feels like the ending. Like the ending for the beginning. Same with this. This is the ending for the beginning. Whether things have worked out, whether something hasn't or has, it doesn't matter. It does matter, right? It's good to have that enjoyment, that celebration, and then starting anew. And that can be completely different, or it can be taking the abundance or whatever was gained and using that towards something new and different, if you so choose. I'm just going to move that down here actually because the light reflects a bit. Also, I have the Nine of Pentacles, very nice. This makes it feel like whatever you get, because this is about opulence sometimes, reaping what you sow, getting the benefits. You've got abundance here, and this is an abundant card. And even the world finishing is like an abundant feeling. So it doesn't have to be gaining, say, monetary, I was going to say funds, but monetary value. It can be sanity, peace. It can be a lot of things. You also have the Eight of Swords. Right next to focus. Maybe a certain aspect of your life didn't work out that well, or didn't pass. Got an F here on this little bit of paper. That doesn't mean that you stop doing what you want to do. If something didn't work out, maybe that's a sign that that's not for you. Or the way that you were being taught wasn't the way that you learn best. You know what I mean? The way that who you're working with wasn't the best company, but the job was right. Right? The job's good, but there was not the best management, not the best team members. Very nice. This does feel very worky now. So you also have the Eight of Pentacles coming out, which is very cool because she is sitting there kind of doing her craft, doing what she enjoys and sharing that with the world, which is very, these days, let's say TikTok, YouTube, everything like that. You're on the YouTube right now watching this, so this is being recorded. She's also recording, doing what she enjoys. Maybe that's something you want to step into or review or have a look or watch other people that are doing their thing and seeing if not exactly their thing, right? Your own flavor, adding your own finesse to it. Because right in the center, this big yellow light is you. This is you. Focus on you and focus on understanding what your strengths are, what gives you kind of life. Because this card, Nike, is about going straight into it, running into it. I also want to say for you manifesting generators and generators, MGs, I'm just going to call you MGs and Gs. The world and the celebrate abundance, it's like celebrate who you are, celebrate what you give to the world, what you have to offer. The generators are the ones that get stuff done. They're the doers. They're the creators. They're the ones that are busy. We need to rest as well. We need to recharge. make sure you're doing that. I know it's hard, especially for you manifesting generators. You want to create and keep going and going and going. And while we have a huge source of energy as generators, manifesting generators, we still get depleted. We still run out of steam. Tap into those projectors, or the specialists, or the other ones who can assist. Like, they're the ones that are waiting to be invited. They're waiting there. Tap into their energy as well to get whatever projects you want going. Obviously, they don't have to be projectors. You can ask your friends, whoever they are. It's this, like I said, the types when it comes to human design doesn't dictate who you should join your group, what you can do and what you can't do. These are just tools to help you create your dreams, create your projects, create your work, the career that you want, I mean. It's really about trusting yourself, focus on the trust. It's like this reading, part number 1, is all about you. It's all about understanding who you are in a light form. I am going to read this card because this one's been coming up a lot lately, especially with readings that I do, and also readings that I do on Twitch as well for people. So I'll just have a quick read of this. Okay, so I am presence. You are experiencing a great shift, which is helping you understand yourself in ways that were previously impossible. This is an exciting time. You are connecting with your highest form of intelligence within you. The body of light within you is growing brighter, and you are becoming aware of how your actions and choices affect the unfolding of your future. The bright light you are is expressing itself unapologetically. If you want to do something, trust that you can do it. You've gone through what you've gone through. Some stuff has worked, some stuff hasn't. But you're in a prime position. I feel like you're in a good position to get out of this feeling. This feels so small, but it feels like it's something that's latched on deeply. This 8 of Swords is stopping you, because it's like there's the whole world out there. There is so much more than just this bit of paper, or just this little certificate, let's say, or whatever you want to call it. There's a whole world. There's literally the world, the whole world. And it's so funny that a bee's here, because there's the saying busy bee, and generators, manifesting generators, you are busy bees. You get a lot done. You also need to focus on what you want to create, what you want to do, and take the rest when you need it, this little bear. Which is interesting because it's not really part of the 9 of Pentacles generally, that kind of thing, but the bear is hibernating, it's protecting, it's got enough to break free and start like doing what you want to do. Do you want to do artistic design? Do you want to go to be an architect or something like that? What do you want to do? What do you want to create? What do you want to be? Focus on that. Set your intentions on that. The other things that you're chugging along with as the little generator creating, ask yourself if you still want to do that. Is that who you are? Is that what you want to have? Because you've created abundance for yourself in the past. You can do it in a way that suits you better, if you choose to. New beginnings are needed. It's not saying that there is an opportunity, it's saying it's needed. So this is something that needs to change. There's the little, what is it? Grim Reaper. It's like the death card in a way. Something does need to end so something can begin. Whether it was not a great ending or a good ending, it's still something new that can come through. You're not really as stuck as you think you are in some sense. Do what you need to move forward. I think I said vitality for this. This says victory. So much success. So much success in the future and in the past. There's something that kind of latched on. You can drop this. You don't have to, this doesn't have to be who you are. Just because it was something that happened in the past, those failures, it shouldn't be something you should feel embarrassed or shameful about. They should be there to teach you to, you know, that's something that didn't work. What did I learn from it? Okay, I made a mistake. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's literally not the end of the world. The world's still spinning. Sometimes we get stuck on certain things, like you know, I don't know, in grade school, I'm just using like an American term, but like in grade school, you made a joke and it didn't land and everyone laughed at you, right? And there was some kind of shame to that. Sometimes that kind of thing can, like 10, 20 years later, come up and no one's actually cared. No one even remembers probably, but you do. So it's there. It's understanding why that's there. Why do you feel like that's still something that's latched in? It doesn't have to be school. It can be a relationship or something like that. There's so many things that could relate to. But the main message here, the kind of summary I'm going to give on this, is really stand in your power, speak your truth, focus on what you want to get. Use the resources you've gained over your life to start doing what you want to do, because that's really what this is about. Start creating. Of course, a generator MGs would get the Eight of Pentacles, because that's what you do. You create, we do. But make sure what you're doing is what's going to give you happiness, bring you, energy in life, and be what you want to create in the world. So, this is my very first human design kind of reading. So if you've enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any content. Otherwise, please take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello part number 2, and also hello projectors. So let's take a look at your cards today, projectors. A very interesting reading today. Again, if you haven't found out what type you are in regards to human design, please go down to the description, click on Jovian Reports, and just put in your details as you feel fit. You can always just Google it and go to a different site if you're not sure about this one. It's just it's like a birth chart in a way. It just takes a look and it'll tell you your type, and it'll say either manifestor, generator, projector, whatever who you are, based on your design. So let's take a look at your oracle cards first. There's a card missing. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's take a look at this one. I don't actually know what this one is. So you've got Reishi. It says, be well. Connect with the universe and yourself and the supernatural mushroom. Okay, I'm just going to shut a door. Give me one sec. This should help with the sound. You have boogeyman bullshit. Release your fears. Look after yourself. Like it says, be well, but really take note of how you're feeling. Because, with the boogeyman, it's like this unneeded fear that's old or hanging around that doesn't need to be there anymore. You also have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, with nurture, ancestral healing, and wisdom. Okay. Right next to Reishi, talking about be well, like about health. And then we've got this ancestral kind of feeling as well. So maybe it's long, like family as well as yourself, or even, further back, some kind of. I know sometimes I was watching a video recently, and it's like this. We can have, on a spectrum of shame, there's like this person who never takes responsibility for everything, and someone that over apologizes and over gives, let's say, and like, while we have the parents that are like, they're never wrong, you're an inconvenience kind of thing. This one was saying that there's no boundary set, just everyone can kind of walk all over you, and you don't want to be one or the other. You want to find the right balance for you and your family. Okay, don't know why I need to say that, but hopefully that helps with one of you projectors. All right, you've got peaceful passageway with choose serenity. Yeah, really choose peace. There's no need to push. And this is kind of, they have a self and a not self. They talk about that in human design. And with projectors, the self is, waiting to be invited. And the not self is bitterness. So then that can turn into pushing, trying to force your assistance on someone, but if no one asks, no one asks. Do you know what I mean? Okay. You also have gratitude with the blue bell fairy, really nice here. Kind of like, it almost feels like blessings from above, seeing the blessings that have come to you. Maybe you haven't got everything you want in life, but you have got some stuff. You're still here. You can still get, you can still work towards what you need. And when I say your response is to be invited, that doesn't mean you can't do anything. Human design's about giving you the tools to do what you want, not to tell you who you are and tell you what to do. It's just you pick and choose what suits you and what feels right. Well, really nice. You have the crown chakra upgrade with divine connection, holy experience, and miraculous energy. Really nice with here. It's like, that's why I was like, is this like a blessing? It's coming down into this from like above to your crown chakra, your head, the information. It's almost like the invitation is coming from the divine, so you can respond to that. So we've got Elohim here, which is talking about God. But, when it comes to spirituality, that can be goddess, God, universe, whatever feels right to you. This is just the wording on the card. Okay. So you have the Seven of Swords. Really interesting Seven of Swords too. Because in the background it just kind of looks like either tigers. And then we've got here a panther. So it's like almost going undercover or something, or trying to blend in to the background, to the crowd when you're a panther. Be who you are. It doesn't have to mean you fight or anything like that. You can go do it like flow. It's like flow energy. But as long as you're being true to you as well. You also have the King of Swords. Really nice. I do like the King. So King of Swords, just it's like sometimes it's a logical response. Sometimes can be a little like aloof in a way, because he kind of knows, let's say, or believes he knows everything. But we always have this. We don't always know everything, right? We never will. So having that open mind to this can keep us, here, but also learning as well. There's a cycle. Sometimes this way would be thinking they know it all. There's something like that that's coming through with this owl. But this owl seems like still fresh and still willing to learn, even though he knows a lot. There's also a lot of poppies, which kind of make me think of like dream. Like learning, even like here, what's coming from the divine, it's like learning in dreams as well. There's stuff you're doing in dreams. Your invitation is like to the dream world to learn subconsciously or something like that. It's really interesting. We'll see. We'll see what comes through. You also have the Six of Swords. Making a change, maybe making a shift mentally with your thoughts and ideas. Making a shift. Doesn't mean you even have to move. It's just like, okay, I've tried this way, it wasn't working. I tried this way, it's the same way. It wasn't working. I keep trying the same way, it's not working. There's other ways that can be done. So if things haven't worked, but you've tried the same way over and over, but believe and told yourself, no, I am doing it differently. Are you? Just have a look at that. Have a little check, because this seems like some of these fears might have been the same ones over and over, and they're just huge, but it's the same thing that hasn't really been talked to or worked with. True serenity is like, understand what this is. Is the world really against you, or is there something here that can be looked at? Is it something from the past? You got wisdom with this owl. There's a lot of, no one's telling you you're not intelligent. No, I don't believe anyone is, and if they are, I mean, they're wrong, right? They're definitely wrong. You've got the King of Swords coming out. Are they the ones that's telling you, like, is that the deception here? Are they the ones deceiving you in regards to who you are? Why are they still around? Why do you believe that? Because there are blessings coming in, and there are blessings already here. So look after your mental health as well. Very nice, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles. This is so interesting because it is literally a piggy bank, and it makes me just think of straight away start saving towards where you want to go, especially here with this move. Start saving towards this move. Start saving towards this. Either it's a mental move, like start working on it, or if it's like a physical move, start saving for it. Start making the steps. You can have as much intention as you want, but you can't just sit there going like this. Start making the steps, and then the path can be formed for you if you're already looking towards that path. Regardless of that, this crown chakra upgrade is a lot of things that you will be grateful for coming down. It really does feel like it's way up here, all the way through a different dimension, let's say, and all the way down through Earth. Like it's coming down through the layers of dimensions into your crown to be created. To bring, like, it's like this little, it looks like a little heart. It's the what are they called? Dove. It's the dove's feet, but it almost looks like a heart that's been kind of, this is not what a heart looks like. Anyway, it's a brain. Let's say it's brain feet. It's like both are coming together. The feet are coming together, the heart's coming together, the brain's coming together. It's kind of how it feels. So this information is going to help heal or help mend, let's say. But you still have to make the steps to do that. Don't worry about standing out. Don't worry about what you are telling yourself that may not be true, because that's kind of BS here with the boogeyman bullshit. Release that. However you do that, is that grounding? Then it's grounding. Is it reviewing where this stems from? Was it from the past? Take some time to look after yourself. That's really strong here. It's fine looking after people and helping others, but make sure you're good too. Look after yourself, number one. Because when you're in a good state, that is when this blessing can come through more clear, more clean. And it's almost like a bright light. It's like a eureka moment. Well, it does talk about an upgrade. I feel like for some, maybe this is kind of like a new way of thinking, and which is a new upgrade, which is why it's like, okay, I'm just going to skip to this next area, this new place that I want to start moving towards, either health-wise, and even kind of like understanding your fears and where it stems from. Looking after yourself. It really does feel like a nurturing yourself. It's not really like anything else to me other than mental kind of shift. A good shift in a more healthier way. Because this passageway, peaceful passageway, is open. You don't have to go up against the grain. You can kind of just let the river take you to where you're going instead of fighting up the river, going against the current. Because this is just slowly coming through how it needs to come through, and that'll give you the clues of when it's time to move forwards. But I do feel like while this is a new path, like, a new path, it's also, you have to make some of the steps to get there. Not just in healing, but also making the move. Getting on that bus where you want to go to that event, to go out into nature, to move to a different state, whatever it is for you. Because you can definitely do this. This is feel like for you projectors, self-care, self-healing, looking after yourself, raising your energy, raising your vibration is important. It may have been hard in the past, but I do feel like you've done the work to get this upgrade, this kind of shift, so it becomes much more easier to trust yourself and heal yourself and move forward. And that's exactly what I see for you today, pile number 2, or projectors. So thank you very much for being here. This is my first human design kind of reading. So if you've enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any content. Otherwise, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, pile number 3. So you are the manifestors. Like I've said just before I started the reading, if you're not sure of which, if you're a generator, manifestor, etc., go down to the description. There's a link there. You can also Google it yourself, human design chart or free chart, something like that, and find the one that suits you. They'll all give you the same answer, but maybe you don't want to click on a link, and I can understand that in these days. But that'll give you whether you're a manifestor. So this is for the manifestors. I'm just going to read the oracle cards first. So this is the waning gibbous moon with slow down. Very important for you manifestors. So it says, let that which no longer serves you fade away with the waning moon. I also have a message here of I am the moon and the moon is me. Okay. So really interesting. You've also got a moon card here. Lunar sister. Remove all negative energy imprints. Really interesting. This is about a release. You're getting told to let go. Let go. You don't have to let go this much because she has obviously doing her little moon dance nude. But hey, if that's you, if you're this wild creature of the night, go for it. Wow, even this is kind of like a crescent moon. Really interesting. You've got Ma'at with balance, justice, and truth. It's not necessarily a moon, but it's just remind me. Even the background's like this misty. There's like a lot of shadow, and you know there's light, but there's darkness as well. Oh, I love this. Dolphin spirit with activate more bliss. Get some peace. Find your peace. Yeah, you've got the bear spirit with healing. This is an interesting one. There's something about it in the book that I need to read. I don't know why. I'm going to have a look at it in a minute. We'll have a look. But the healing doesn't always just feel like your healing. This does feel like others' healing as well. Understanding that providing like peace, a peaceful environment for other people. That's kind of how this is feeling. Whatever you're manifesting, right? You're the manifestor. You're the one that is the one who decides what is right for them and puts it out there, kind of announces it so that other people, generators, let's say, can start doing. It's not exactly how everything works in life, but that's kind of the manifestor's MO, let's say. You also have Order of Melchizedek. Embraced by light, missions uncovered, don't give up. Makes a lot of sense. Missions uncovered. Things coming to light. The darkness is kind of fading, and then you're going to see the truth of the matter. Missions uncovered. There's a path for you. It almost feels spiritual, this one. Even with the dolphins, for whatever reasons, like this natural flow. It's about finding bliss and providing the building blocks or the ideas, let's say the conceptual ideas, to people or to the right groups so that they can do what they will with it and create this what you envision. Really interesting. Kind of an interesting take on this today. But providing a safe space for others to heal themselves, for you to give them those tools, let's say. Have the King of Pentacles, really nice. Usually it's about abundance, but it's just being there is the abundance almost. You have this like zest, vibrancy. So when manifestors are worked in the best possible way, or you're feeling in your best possible way, you can provide so much for others. There's also the Eight of Swords. And of course this is with all the moons I was talking about. This also, it has a lot of moons in it because it's the Guardians of the Night. But it's like it's in the center of the focus. It's like, while this is normally an entrapment card or feeling like you're trapped, there's also this idea of you know how to get out. The owls are there like, you know how to get yourself out of this. This feels like a mental trap. or a pitfall that you've kind of gone through before or seen before. Does it mean you are here? Maybe. If not, this does feel like you can help others. I feel like this healing is not specifically just for you, it's also for others. And by almost providing that healing for others, you're providing that balance for you, that you're getting the balance of healing both sides. It's not just one-way street. Really nice. Also, I have the Lovers cards, really cute. It's so interesting that, you know, sometimes we can't even put down the phone. We're getting a photo. We put on Instagram or whatever. But that's modern, right? It's very modern. Regardless of whether you like it or not, this is the way. Doesn't change that they are happy in a couple. And you've got the High Priestess here, getting into your feminine energy for sure. Feminine energy to understand this. Is this you? Is this someone else? So I don't necessarily think it's going to be every single manifestor that's getting this reading today. But removing all negative energy imprints, I feel like this is the big take. The slow down. Remove that which doesn't serve you. Feels like a bit of a theme here throughout the whole thing. It's kind of like the shadow self is coming through. Generally, I find the best way to work with the shadow self is to understand what they want to tell us. And it's like you can get sucked in with them, or you can see it and be like, thank you for reminding me of what I've gone through in the past. Doesn't mean I'm going through it now. So you know, thank you for reminding me, but that's given me the power to move forward. There's different ways you can work with your shadow, and it's not just all cutting away the shadow like it's, you know, beating it up. Sometimes it's understanding why it's there. But I do like this. Missions uncovered with the High Priestess for you manifestors. There's something to create. I feel like with manifestors, your not self is anger. That's the general kind of response of a manifestor if they're not living their best. You know, they're not not their self. Let's say they're not their normal, good, you know, helpful ideas kind of driven, giving the instructions, let's say, to the collective self, because that's who you are. So speak your truth as well. Continue to do that, as long as it's coming from a place of love and sincerity, not anything else. Then that's how you get not just your bliss, but you get other people's bliss. Like see other people get their bliss, their peace, their healing as well. There's a lot of healing, let's say. Not a huge amount, but it's just like for yourself, I mean, not a huge amount for you. It's like a bit for others, a bit for you. Whether it's like in a connection with one person or with many people. Because that's how you can feel this contentment and safe space. With the King of Pentacles. And also where you can see yourself. Because it's such an interesting one. She's like kind of done what I did before I started streaming. It's like takes a mental time out, let's say, cleanse my space and really put my intention into this reading. So that's kind of the same for you. You don't have to, like, obviously not for your readings, but just for whatever you're deciding to do, whatever you're going to tell people, whatever's right for you. Because it has to be what's right for you. You don't just tell or pick up and start informing anything. It's really got to be what's right for you, what's right for the collective, what's right for everyone involved. And the past, these remove all negative energy imprints. It's like really old stuff that no longer has to be there. Like with here, even though she's, you know, maybe doing something wild, she's kind of decided that this is how she wants to express herself, whatever she's doing. I think she might be throwing up too. Maybe not the best thing, but like it's like, you know, regurgitating or like really letting out that really old bad energy. Didn't see that before, haven't seen that in the cards, but saw that this time. It's really like, however you need to do it. Sometimes you need to yell. Sometimes you need to take some time for yourself and be quiet, be be in your safe kind of peace place. And sometimes you need to like really throw it up, get it out. But that's how you can get justice, peace, balance in your life, and bliss. Like that's really important for you at the moment, to get that, so you can start getting back into the run of where you want to kind of move to, what connections you want to develop in. What do you want to really do with your life? Missions uncovered. There's something coming through that's going to tell that. Once you've released what you don't need, come into balance and start healing, let's say. And like it says, slow down. It doesn't have to be quick. You don't have to know who you are now. Also with the bear, slow moving. It's winter too, so it should be hibernating, right? Why is a bear out in the cold before, like in the middle of winter, before the springs come up? You don't have to rush out of your cave. You can stay in there to get this understanding and understand what you want. So this almost now feels like a little bit of stay where you're supposed to be, if this is it. If you're feeling mentally stuck though and you're running around, then you're wasting energy in two fronts. But that's exactly what I see for you, manifestors. So if you've enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any content. Now again, remember the information below in the description will tell you or send you a link to the particular areas where you can find more details. You can always Google which gates you have, which open centers you have, which centers that you have colored in. It'll explain it all there. There's so much information there if you are interested in it. I'm not an expert. I just Google, look up and be like, okay, this makes sense. Oh, this is interesting. This is no longer relevant to me. I just pick and choose what calls to me and what speaks to me. And that's what we should do with life. Anyway, take care of yourself. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next reading. And hello, pile number 4. So you are the Reflectors. Very, very rare. They believe it's the rarest of all the types. So you are the ones that generally, it's seen, get along with a lot of people because, well, sometimes, right? Sometimes if you're around an energy that's not great, you reflect their energy because you're the reflector, so they can see themselves and they may not like that. I always found reflectors are, as rare as they are, great to be around. And really it's about testing, not really testing, but going out and experiencing, because disappointment is your not self. And I feel like you're the ones that have to try and explore and look into things that you're interested in, not just everything out there. It's got to be what you're interested in. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards today. The first message here is heal thyself. You've got apple cider vinegar with live simply. Befriend the simple cure all, and it will friend you right back. So while it's healing, it's also about simplicity, going back to basics. Finding what's going to bring you happiness, really. What's going to bring you the foundations of what you can build from. Okay. So you've got Dead Dingo's Donga with time for emotional healing. Yeah, quite a bit of healing. This is not the only pile that's got healing messages today. A lot of healing needed. You also have Green Tara with liberation, enlightenment, and protection. Liberating yourself. This is also very green, obviously Green Tara, right? But it just reminds me of the heart center, heart chakra, so it's like heart healing as well. You have Sacred Fish Spirit with surrender to simplicity. Wow. Right with, live simply. Let the healing commence by taking the time, but it doesn't have to be forced. It just can be kind of experienced. It's literally such a reflector kind of energy. Okay. Very nice. You also have Crystal Caves with trust. Trust yourself. You'll be fine. This is a good thing. You're kind of growing this light within you. And you know, it doesn't have to be quick. It's slow. It's slow. It's your aura, let's say, in general. This is obviously not for everyone, even all reflectors, but generally when we're talking about it in a human design sense, you don't envelop or probe or, you know, do anything like that with your aura. It's just there to be kind of moved through. You're kind of very flowy energy when it comes to human design sense. Okay, love this. You got Stellar Gateway Activation, Infinite Potential Manifestation Vortex. Very nice. Really creating and going for what you want. Walking through that door to the new space to test it if you want it. You know, understanding what's right for you. Like we're starting off with some kind of healing, whether that's emotional or even just the kind of from a survival level. It's like ground level, let's say, because you'd have no defined centers, so everything's open. Everything's open in your design. Okay, you've got the Three of Pentacles. This kind of feels sad for the deer, but this is the wildlife as well. It's about cooperation, working with others. Finding the right people, though. Find the people that you almost flow to. And getting this really flowy energy. And it's not just because you're a reflector. It does feel like it's because it's like what you've been creating, what you've been working on. Trust that you will get what you desire, let's say. Actually, I need to move these down because of the light. Have the Eight of Cups. About a shift. Moving away from the past, what doesn't serve you right, what team or people don't work well with you, gel with you anymore. Maybe they did in the past. That doesn't mean that they're going to all the time, because you're growing and evolving, they're growing and evolving. Whatever way they're going doesn't mean the way you have to go. You can go in your own way. You're still a soul with your own purpose. You've got the Three of Swords. Talking about emotional healing with the Three of Swords. It's always difficult because it's about some kind of thing that is going on in your mind, whether this is recent or very old. It doesn't matter. If it hasn't been healed, it can be, you know, the truth. The truth has to be the swords coming out, the real, honest truth to what happened, and then letting yourself heal. And it can be like, you know, removing yourself from a toxic situation and getting back to the basics. Nice, very nice. Claim back your power with this card. I like this because it reminds me of the Matrix. And you've got Infinite Potential Manifesting Vortex. It's like you can create what you want to do. You're not a victim to the world, let's say. I feel like sometimes that can be how reflectors seem. Disappointed with the way things are turning out for them. You can start creating. Trust yourself. You've got the magic ball. And even though this isn't a magic ball, it's kind of like our magic ball now, right? It can do so much stuff for us, the computer with the internet and everything else. It can also be a pitfall for a lot of wasted time and energy. Hopefully not this reading, right? But also it can be. If you've gone through, how many readings have you had today? How many videos have you watched? How much time have you spent on YouTube, TikTok, etc.? Not trying to call you out, just understand that. Because you do have the power to make these changes in whatever you want to see. Firstly, it's looking at the healing side of things. Going back to the basics, understanding what happened, what worked out, what didn't, because we can kind of see this deer here as a victim. And really it is. It's getting hunted, right? But if it couldn't hunt, like if the wolves couldn't hunt, they die. So it's like the cycle of life in some sense as well. The deer eat the grass, or the elk, or whatever this is, eats grass. The carnivores eat the deer. It's the cycle of life. You can shift away from this. Claim back your power and shift away from it. By shifting, if it's emotional, it's not just picking up and leaving that emotional baggage behind, because that doesn't leave, it holds on, and you can be like ignoring it, but it's still there. So it's really about understanding whatever's past, whatever hasn't worked out, and moving on into a place where you feel like you've got your power back. If it's in regards to people as well, it's okay to release that. There's liberation. It's like liberating yourself from your mind, from your emotions, going back to basics. And then the real center here, because it feels like these are the story, but once that's all taken care of and you've mended, you've got your power back, trust that you can create kind of whatever you want to do. This infinite potential, there's no limit. I can't say this is about this, this, or this. It's what you want to experience in this life. And you're the reflector. You're supposed to experience what you're supposed to experience, right? You're supposed to test and review and see what's working in the collective, what's not. Doesn't mean you have to do anything. You can do exactly what you want. You can experience exactly what you need to experience. Good, bad, ugly, great, whatever. It's what you kind of want to experience. Go out and do that. I keep thinking, this keeps popping in my head. There is a actress, Sandra Bullock. She is a reflector as well. And she's kind of like an understanding of what it's like to be a reflector within that kind of business, how she's worked, how she's kind of molded into certain roles and that kind of thing, and experienced it. And it might be just in one sector, right? This is in kind of entertainment. That doesn't mean she's doing anything wrong. You don't have to go out and do everything that there is. You don't have to go out, be a judge and be a cleaner, or it's not like an array of many things you have to do. You have to experience or go out and experience what you want to experience. Trust that you can manifest those experiences as well. Once the healing, once the getting the basics kind of fortified, the ground, laying the foundations, and then understanding what's working, what's not, where the fears are lying, and where do you have to get out of, what do you have to move away from. And I know this is a very quick reading, but that's exactly what I see for your reading today, reflectors. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. And if you've enjoyed the reading, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss any content. Otherwise, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next reading.